We've been walking around the show floor here at CPhI India for the last few days, seeing so many of the constituent parts of the pharma industry, all the way from the ingredients to the processing and packaging machinery here. But of course, one of the most important things is being able to bring all of these together. So that's why I'm delighted to be joined by Sean from Optel. Sean, thank you very much indeed. For anyone who hasn't heard from Optel before, just tell us a little bit about what you do and how you work to bring all of these constituent parts of the pharma industry together.
Thank you, David. And it is indeed a pleasure to be part of CPhI P-MEC at Delhi in 2019. And thank you very much for this opportunity. Optel basically is a Canadian company, and since last 30 years, we have been serving pharmaceutical industry with our high-speed vision inspection systems to check the product and packaging integrity. And for last 15 years, we diversified ourselves into the serialization and track and trace market. You know that one of the biggest challenge for global pharma supply chain is counterfeiting. Out of 1.3 trillion global pharmaceutical market, it is estimated that $75 billion to $200 billion are counterfeiting. And more than 800,000 people are dying every year. So what we do at Optel, we are combating against counterfeiting. This is our present mission. But this mission is not enough. We are looking at a very big picture of intelligent supply chain. You see that the world is disrupting. The disruptive technology has changed the world, and the change is very fast. Digitization has started from the bottom of the pyramid. Yeah. I was in China, and the beggars were asking the begging with a QR code. So technology is coming to the bottom of the pyramid. That is a very noticeable change. And the second noticeable change on the top level, where the disruptive technology like artificial intelligence, like there is a company called DKV, it's a Hong Kong-based venture capital company, and they were into like venture capital financing and all. So they made artificial engine called Vital, and this is what I learned. And this engine is a part of the board of director, and it has got a voting right. And the third thing is that the ever-changing situation, the change is rapidly. So if you look at the three things, digitization, disruptive technologies, and how we are bringing these two things, and we create a better value for the pharmaceutical world. So what we are doing now is that we are bringing digitization and disruptive technology into the global pharmaceutical industry, where the medium is serialization. So disruption in pharma has already begun. It is forced by the compliance. And people are looking at the pharmaceutical track and trace only because of compliance. But we are showing them a big picture that don't stop yourself at the compliance. Don't look at yourself serialization only for the compliance, because it can drive a lot of value beyond compliance, which is the secure, visible, integrated, and safe supply chain.
Let me just land once again on the benefits, because you talk about digitization at the bottom of the pyramid, as you put it, and that comes all the way to the top, where essentially your board of directors is being informed by artificial intelligence that is being fed by all of this data. From a technology point of view, and goodness knows I spend enough time getting very excited about technology, that's a great story, but what are the benefits? Talk to me about, if we are looking at more intelligent, informed decision making, what impact will that have, not only on the industry, but on the public, on those who are in receipt of health and care? How is this going to benefit me?
Well, I think I would drive into the internal and external. So the first thing about internal, like for the pharmaceutical company, how it is going to be benefited. Yep. There are two main things which will drive the future of pharmaceutical industry. One is innovation, and second is efficiency. Every time you need to be better, faster, cheaper, safer, and sustainable. Mm-hmm. So when you have the intelligent supply chain, I will give you an example. There are many costly recalls. Average one recall costs you from $2 million to $5 million. Yeah. And it is lack of visibility. Recently, I met one of the CIO of a pharmaceutical industry. They implemented one demand planning tool which was costing around $2 million. But they could not implement it because of, they were not having the data that where exactly the sale is happening. So when you have the serialization, when you have the data carrier, this will bring the visibility. You know where exactly your stock is, you know what exactly your order level is, and this visibility will give you agility. So this is very, very important in efficiency. It will, and second is a waste reduction. Sometimes you don't know where exactly your product is. And also serialization will bring drastically improvement in operational efficiency. So which will directly impact on your bottom line. So this is internal things, the organization will be benefited. But how society will be benefited at large, very important is that brand protection. How I can, as a consumer, I can be sure that whatever I'm buying from the pharmacy is, genuine. Secondly, that I, like as a patient or as a consumer, I would say is a conscious consumer pentagon. There are 5 to 6 different parameters which are changing. I'll not go into about it, but now the consumer has become more conscious. I want to have information at convenience. Now I have got a mobile. That is, like power of one scan. I don't want to read all the stuff, but I want to know whenever I need it, right? So there, the serialization club with the disruptive technology will empower. The customer is becoming more and more demandable. Customer is becoming more and more knowledge driven. So the information and the data at the convenience of the customer will become more and more loyal. And this is the impact on your business as far as the consumer. The last thing is about circular economy and the sustainability. Like as a consumer, I don't want to buy a product which used, child labor. I don't want to buy a product which used, which created deforestation. I don't want to do this because it is impacting my world. And what kind of world I will live when I die? I want to die with a peace to give my children a better world. And this is the philosophy is coming up with all the consumers. And where, when you have the end-to-end traceability, you expose the sustainability. Like Coca-Cola, I think, in World Economic Forum in Dalian last July, I was there. And I heard that, Coca-Cola is committed to use 100% recyclable plastic for their products. Now, how you can be sure that, you are going to have 100% recyclable plastic? It's all about traceability.
It's all about traceability. Visibility is the thing there. The ability, as I think Jonathan Swift said, the ability to see what is otherwise invisible. So, with that in mind, we've spoken a lot about some terrific insight into the industry and about philosophy around that. We haven't spoken about what you brought to the show this year and what's new. So, visibility. That's a lot about what Optel does. You've got a very busy stand here today. Just chat us through what's new, what the new thinking is in terms of Optel and its products.
So basically, this year our focus was more on making this technology affordable. So as you know that we have got a plant in Goa, and now we have got more than 100 engineers are working on that. So we made this technology more and more affordable. So if you look at this carton print and inspection station, this aggregation station, and all the softwares we are doing here in India. And that's what, we want this technology to reach to the bottom of the pyramid of the pharmaceutical industry. So this is what we have done, and now our system has become more and more affordable. And we see a lot of surge in adaptation of this technology in this year and probably next year. But what is most important thing we brought now, that we have got a partnership with a Spanish company called Germark, and we have brought a very small, compact, and high speed. It can go up to 300 cartons per minute. It's a serialization and tamper evidence system. It's just a very small footprint, and the productivity is very, very high. So there is a serialization, and then there is a tamper evident, and then there is a 2-time rejection bins. And operation is very easy. Because in India now, India is also biggest exporter to Europe, and to comply the European regulations, tamper evident or any kind of, tamper evident technology is essential. So this is one of the best technology that Optel, working with Germark in partnership, has brought to India. So it can go up to 300 cartons per minute with less waste. So this is what the new thing that we have brought this time in our booth.
It's important because having the best technology is one thing, but making it accessible to those who need it, who will benefit from it, is also incredibly important. Sounds like that's what you've been trying to do over the last 12 months here.
Absolutely. You know, we are focusing on 3 A's: accessibility, affordability, and availability. So this is 3 points we are focusing on. And the most important thing that we would like to give the message to the pharmaceutical industry, that look at the big picture, and whenever you buy a system, we should do the total cost of ownership, not only the initial capital investment. Right? Seldomly we miss the big picture and we see only the tip of the iceberg. So recently in the new Express Pharma, this article, one of my colleagues has written the article on the TCO, and I would request the pharmaceutical industry to go through that article. Okay. It's very interesting.
Listen, Sean, before we go, and again, thank you so much for so much insight and expertise, and then chatting us through your products and how it fits into that story. Before we go, just tell me about the show this year. You know, that the pharma industry moves forward. Optel, each one of the vendors and distributors here moves forward. Tell me how the show has been for you this year in reflecting these changes, the evolution in the industry.
Well, I mean, you know, this show is predominantly for showcasing the new technology. And I see that, you know, there is a shift in the customer's perception. Like the industry would like to see the new technology. And I see that there's one of the concept called cognitive intelligence. And I see that cognitive intelligence in the Indian pharmaceutical or Asian pharmaceutical industry, that yesterday, there were commercial guys. They've got nothing to do with the machine, but they came here and they want to know, they want to learn some new things. And this is very, very positive sign for the industry that, you know, the people, they are from the different strata of expertise, but they would like to know what is happening. And this is how you build your multidimensional knowledge and holistic thinking. So this is very important. I'm really happy. And as far as the business is concerned, yes, absolutely. This is an amazing place to be here to showcase the new technology, to showcase your company, your brand, and we are very happy to be here.
Really good to chat to you again, Sean. Thank you so much indeed for your time here, and look forward to seeing you again at a CPhI India or anywhere else around the world before very long. Thanks again.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much for your time and stopping by to our booth. Thank you, David. Thank you, Azzy.